Hello and welcome. You are watching News 9 Live. I'm Krishna Kumar and I'm being joined by our political editor Prajesh Pandey in the studio, and we are discussing the big story of Prime Minister Modi being on top of all other world leaders. Prime Minister Modi has once again emerged as the world's most popular leader. He has beaten others, including the likes of US President Joe Biden and UK's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, to retain the top spot. Now, this is according to a survey by Morning Consult, a global decision intelligence firm which works to map the decisions of modern world leaders. And Prime Minister Modi in that survey has been ranked number 1 with an approval rating of 76%. While Mexico's President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador has grabbed the second spot. Brajesh, it's incredible, isn't it? It's in a sense, Prime Minister Modi has retained his position as the most popular world leader, albeit the approval rating coming in a little lower.
Well, yes, I think his juggernaut continues, and the way this particular survey has come up, it shows the kind of rating Prime Minister Narendra Modi has and the kind of camaraderie and standing he shares as far as the world leaders are concerned. This approval rating of more than 70% is a testimony to what India has been undergoing, since 2014, and it's also change in the India's positioning vis-a-vis the world, where it stands vis-a-vis the other leading countries. There's lot many more miles to walk, but this definitely would be very, very pleasing as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party and the government is concerned.
Right, and if you see, at number 2 spot is Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, the president of Mexico. Number 3 is Anthony Albanese of the Prime Minister of Australia. And both of them, Brajesh, incidentally, are a distant second. I mean, they're not like close by it's not like, if I do the survey again, recount it and they will beat Prime Minister Modi. They're a good 10 to 15% below Prime Minister Modi of India.
Well, yes, it is clear, the survey very clearly indicates about what is the positioning of Prime Minister Narendra Modi vis-a-vis, other world leaders. The fact is that, yes, he has been an extremely popular leader, and this has been reflecting not only on this particular survey, but other than that, we have seen several other surveys cementing Prime Minister's popularity and also, kind of telling us where do we stand vis-a-vis the other leaders and all. So it definitely is good news, if I may say so, for the BJP, for all the Prime Minister's admirers and so on and so forth, about, this is something that the BJP has been saying, pushing for, that ever since Prime Minister Narendra Modi has come to power, he has taken India to new heights. And this particular survey kind of validates what the BJP has been saying for a while.
Right, and the visuals, ladies and gentlemen, on your screens are of the Prime Minister himself at the Vigyan Bhavan in India's capital, Delhi. This is the event which commemorates the 60th anniversary of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India, the CBI. The 60th anniversary. Those are the live visuals that we're showing to you as we speak, as we discuss Prime Minister Modi retaining the top spot as the world's most popular leader. We're just waiting for the Prime Minister's address at Vigyan Bhavan on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the CBI, or the Central Bureau of Investigation of India, Brajesh.
Well, absolutely. I think it's an extremely important event, and if you can you can very easily gauge the importance of it by the kind of guests which are on the dais, right from CAPSEC to National Security Advisor to MOS PMO Dr. Jiten Singh, as well as along with the CBI Director, of course, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. See, one thing is very clear, that CBI and ED have been in news of late for all the reasons, political and otherwise. And it will be extremely interesting to see what the Prime Minister has to say on this 50th anniversary of the Central Bureau of Investigation. From being called Kesh Parrot to being India's premier most agency to off late being, sidestepped by the Enforcement Directorate. This is one
important
speech
event
of Prime Minister, which everybody will be very keenly
awaiting. Yes, so are we. Bear in mind, the Prime Minister is set to confer the President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service and Gold Medal for Best Investigating Officers of CBI, and that's what we're waiting for. Even as we're discussing the Global Consult, the Morning Consult survey, global intelligence decision firm Morning Consult has taken out a survey of the world's most popular leaders, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India has topped that survey yet again with an approval rating of 76%. And number 2 in that list is Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. He is the president of Mexico. And his approval rating, incidentally, is about 61%. And then at number 3 is Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister of Australia, and his approval rating is around 50%. It's incredible with what kind of margin Prime Minister Modi has retained his spot as the world's most popular leader. And this is a survey that sort of helps you understand what kind of decision making has gone on with world leaders, isn't it, Brajesh? And that's what's important.
Well, absolutely. The way India has conducted itself, during the COVID time also, where India's leadership came in for a lot of praise about the way we have handled. Remember, it's easy to criticize, but the fact of the matter also remains that, we are a nation of 130 crore people. This is several times, a population of a few of the countries put together. So to ensure that everybody gets a proper health survey in the kind of crisis COVID was and other times as well, testing times, the Prime Minister's leadership has definitely shown through, and this would be, as I've been saying, that that the BJP would love to showcase this particular survey to tell to the world that about that how.
And Brajesh, it's interesting, isn't it? Now you've seen an election yield Joe Biden as the president of America. You've seen so much of wranglings in the UK, and finally, when Rishi Sunak, a man of Indian origin, became Prime Minister, widely appreciated that England finally has a brown color man as Prime Minister, loved by many and all that kind of stuff. Anthony Albanese, Australian Prime Minister, again a man who's loved, but they're not able to stand even close by to the kind of popularity that Prime Minister Narendra Modi enjoys within his own country. This is all about the kind of approval that the leader of a country gets from within his own country.
Well, absolutely, if you go by the, from 2013 onwards, when he became the prime ministerial candidate for the BJP as well as the NDA, if you look at the electoral landscape he has traversed, it's unbelievable. There's no, apart from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi, nobody has come this close to getting an absolute majority, that to back to back. And with an increase,
and possibly a third one.
And possibly a third one, because people are very quick to label you as a pro-Modi or an anti-Modi. But if you look at a very realistic appraisal right now,
exactly.
Barring miracle, you don't see Modi being dislodged as far as the third term is concerned. The principal opposition party, Congress, is virtually at its nadir. It's the worst performance politically. So the kind of political landscape he has created, he has cemented, and he's also on the lookout for say for example southern India, where they know that in lake states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, they don't have much choice. But for the last 7-8 years, you would see Home Minister Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Prime Minister himself, all trying to expand the political footprints. And I think this particular survey is also a testimony to that.
Yeah, this is, bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Morning Consult survey. Morning Consult is a global intelligence, decision intelligence firm. Which means that the intelligence with which global leaders take decisions, they try to assess that by doing these surveys. And in that survey, with an approval rating of around 76%, Prime Minister Modi has retained the top spot at number 2, as we've been telling you, Mexico's president. Number 3 is Australia. And strangely, your Rishi Sunaks and Joe Bidens come not even in the top 5.
Well, Rishi Sunak, if you go by the country by country, Rishi Sunak's popularity would not even be a patch on the popularity which Prime Minister Narendra Modi enjoys. He runs an absolute government with an absolute majority.
Not like Prime Minister changing every 3 months or 6 months.
Exactly. And there's no political instability in the last 8-9 months. Chances of him coming back with an absolute majority is like almost 75% there.
Like his approval rating.
Like his approval rating. So, yeah. So, with this kind of political capital behind you, there's just no comparison between, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Rishi Sunak. So, I think this is also a reflection on the kind of political heft which a Prime Minister gets.
Right. And the kind of government that India has, the political stability that India has been witnessing since 2014. And it's a product of that. It's an outcome of that. And we're discussing this story at a time when we're just waiting for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to begin his address, because he is at a very important event at Vigyan Bhavan in India's capital, New Delhi, where he is, bringing his August presence to a very important event, the 60th anniversary of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India. CBI's 60th anniversary is taking place at Vigyan Bhavan in India's capital today. Prime Minister Modi is there. We've been showing you live visuals of him taking his seat, and everybody else are now quietly making their address. But soon, Prime Minister Modi will be speaking at the event, and he will be conferring the President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service. and also the gold medal for best investigating officers of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India. This is an important event for the CBI, and the Prime Minister making his presence over there, because bear in mind it is a premier investigation agency of India. It has turned 60 this year. The CBI was established by a resolution of the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Government of India, on the 1st of April 1963, incidentally. And bear in mind, the CBI's motto is industry, impartiality and integrity. I. And that CBI is celebrating 60th anniversary. Let's quickly discuss that as well, Brajesh. A momentous occasion in that sense. As you've been saying, there's a lot of political back and forth about CBI these days. But the fact of the matter is that, in the US, there is an FBI, and in India, there's a CBI. India needs a CBI. India needs CBI going forward.
Well, it does, but, unfortunately, what we have seen over a period of years is that CBI being marred by the fact that, that whosoever is at the power has been accused of abusing his authority. So the kind of independence, which many were looking for, then there has been a whole host of changes which has been brought over the history of CBI, where the tenure of the director was fixed, for 2 years, so that you cannot tinker and allow the CBI director to take independent decision. Then we have also seen a lot of, probity being brought in. But, from being a caged parrot, pijre mein band tota, to this, I think CBI has indeed walked a lot as far as
it's been a long journey.
It has been a long journey, but the political aspect, it still lingers on. It shadows most of the work done by the premier most investigating agency,
right,
which is the CBI.
And for which Prime Minister Modi is set to release a commemorative postage stamp and a coin as well. So bear in mind, this is a huge event that we are counting down to as we speak, because the Prime Minister will be addressing the people who are over there, and of course the entire world is going to be watching it. And what a day to have it, Brajesh, isn't it? On the day in which, it's great coincidence, isn't it? On the day in which the survey comes, but less than 24 hours since the survey comes, and the Prime Minister is all set for a very important event. And as you've been saying, we're all going to be eagerly awaiting what he's going to say. What is his message on the 60th anniversary of the CBI, considering all the talk that is going on in the background? Here's hoping that PM Modi is able to put a full stop to all the murmurs surrounding the CBI with his speech.
Well, absolutely, because the conduct of CBI and ED has come under a sharp, criticism as far as opposition parties are concerned. They are accusing the government to use more ED than CBI, but of using these two premier investigative agencies to settle the political scores. So they have been at the receiving end as far as the outburst of the opposition parties are concerned. So it will be extremely interesting to see, how the Prime Minister chose to will defend the CBI and also the ED. In past also he has said that people who have indulged in scam, people who have done wrong, are the one who are scared by either ED or CBI, and he has given CBI or ED a clean sheet. But the findings which has been put in the Parliament, the written reply which has been put in the Parliament by MHA and also by the DOPT, clearly points to the fact that in the last few years the percentage of cases it has registered against the opposition leaders far outweighs the number of cases it has registered against people who are in the ruling dispensation. Right. So there is a merit to the criticism of the opposition party. So it'll be extremely interesting to see what the Prime Minister says, what kind of line he takes in defending the functioning of the CBI, the independence of the CBI, because mind you, Krishna, Prime Minister as well as Home Minister Amit Shah, they have been pretty emphatic when it comes to underlying the independence of the CBI. But as I said, that there are certain areas which are definitely cause for concern, and
right,
this is the reason why we have the entire opposition up in arms saying that that they are being exploited for political purpose.
Fair enough. As we were waiting down and counting down to the Prime Minister's address at Vigyan Bhavan, we were watching all those graphics talk about the achievements of the CBI, in the cases that they have cracked. And the most recent one I can come to think of is the co-location scam, which required some really deep tech-savvy investigation. And that's to CBI's credit, isn't it, Brajesh? The fact that they've sort of kept themselves upgraded to all kinds of technological advancements when it comes to investigating crime.
Well, absolutely. This 2G case, and there are several cases, which is a testimony to the kind of sterling work which has been done by CBI. Nobody's see in India, the judicial system and the kind of backlog which the judicial system faces, and the delay in cases, the change in officers. There are so many interference at so many levels. That you cannot only squarely blame CBI for any delay or such. They have also done some sterling work as far as cracking cases are concerned. I think this is testimony to the level of professionalism which they bring. I mean, you see CBI officers being commended for the outstanding
These are live
services.
visuals. As Brajesh is talking, ladies and gentlemen, these are live visuals. The Prime Minister conferring the honours on the distinguished officers. Bear in mind, there is a medal, President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service. And there's a gold medal for best investigating officers of CBI. That's what you're witnessing over here. All the medals and the acknowledgements to the top performing members of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India are taking place. This is the 60th anniversary of the CBI. Prime Minister Modi handing out medals and commemoration certificates to the top officers of CBI. We have PMO Jitendra Singh also in attendance. We also have NSA Ajit Doval in attendance. So this is a star-studded podium that is...
well, absolutely. I mean, all the top brass, you can see this. There cannot be a more powerful podium than this. The CBI director, Mr. Jaiswal, who was there, to the left of Prime Minister, is giving all the certificates which the Prime Minister is handing over to these meritorious CBI officers. On Prime Minister's right is MOS PMO, Dr. Jitendra Singh. Then there's NSA Ajit Doval, and then we also have a CAPSEC. So it's like, the prime of your bureaucracy is standing right there. Mr. Gaba is also there. So it's like it's there on the dais. And I think
quite a moment for those officers, for all the political cloud you're talking about. This is the moment that they will relish for a very long time.
Absolutely. And it's a very motivating. See, their family members are also there,
right.
Sitting, watching their, their father, their husband receiving those gallantry medals and all. These are once in a lifetime experiences, Krishna, where you have put in such hard work, and to see to it getting recognized by none other than Prime Minister, along with this distinguished galaxy of the top bureaucrats sitting there, standing there to honor you is definitely a very momentous occasion, not only for the officer but also for their family.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the Diamond Jubilee celebrations. Let's not forget that, the 60th anniversary of the CBI. There you go. The family members extremely elated and happy when one of their own goes and receives the award, the commemoration for all the hard work that they've put in over the years. And no less than the Prime Minister himself. And as Brajesh is rightly pointing out, the top of India's bureaucrats on stage alongside the Prime Minister. Handing out these medals, medal for the Police Medal for Distinguished Service and the Gold Medal for Best Investigating Officers of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India. And we are counting down essentially for the Prime Minister's address. Prime Minister Modi will be speaking after he's done handing out all these medals. That's what we're waiting for. And even as we're waiting for that, we've been telling you how a survey has yet again put Prime Minister Modi as the most popular world leader, as the most popular leader of state, leader of a country in the world, beating the likes of Joe Biden, the President of US, and the Prime Minister of UK, Rishi Sunak, handsomely, and retaining his top spot essentially. He was already the world's most popular leader. He has retained his top spot, and his approval rating this time around has come in at 76%, or 2% less than last time, but way above the number 2, for example, which is the President of Mexico.
Who's complaining?
Yeah, and that really tells you, how the country is. It gives you a large idea of the kind of, you're talking about approval. I'm sure, Brajesh, even people who don't approve of the BJP approve of Prime Minister Modi as the Prime Minister of the country.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when 2013, I was working with a magazine. And when I had done an extensive field survey, so the title was BJP maybe, but Modi yes. So it was his approval rating was much more than the party which he was representing, and this stands true right now, because many believe that that you may have the RSS cadre working on the ground, you have political leaders who are trying to convert that work into votes and get more seats for the party, but it takes a catalyst to take it to another level. Prime Minister Modi was that catalyst as far as BJP is concerned. And look, from the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, from 2 to 84 to forming government along with their NDA partners, to a situation where you're forming a back-to-back majority government on your own is definitely a kind of apogee as far as the BJP as a political party is concerned. And a majority, I think I would not be wrong if I say 80% of that credit goes solely to the man who's there on the screen, giving medals to all these CBI officers. So his the kind of political phenomena and the political heft which he brought as far
Absolutely.
as the
I couldn't agree with more.
Is something which is unparalleled. We saw in the age of during the time of Indira Gandhi, and we saw that when
Indira Gandhi was a political phenomenon, and so is Prime Minister Modi. He's a political phenomenon of the kind of resonance he has with the huge sections of India. Huge sections of India doesn't even agree with his party, but agree with him being the Prime Minister.
Absolutely.
That's what we're discussing, and that's because we're just waiting for the Prime Minister's address that is set to take place at Vigyan Bhavan. To the right of me, left of me, you see the visuals. These are live visuals of the Prime Minister handing out commemorative medals to the CBI officers, the top performing CBI officers on the occasion of the Diamond Jubilee celebrations. Let's quickly just cut across live and get a sense of what is going on at Vigyan
Head
Bhavan.
Constable, CBI Headquarters, New Delhi, Shri Mehboob Hassan. गोल्ड मेडल फॉर बेस्ट इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर वर्ष 2019 के लिए डिप्टी सुपरिटेंडेंट ऑफ पुलिस एंटी करप्शन ब्रांच पटना मिस विभा कुमारी। वर्ष 2020
medals
के
for
लिए
outstanding contribution to the CBI, to the Central Bureau of Investigation, the event taking place at Vigyan Bhavan in India's capital, Delhi. Bear in mind, the CBI has turned 60 years old because on the 1st of April 1963 was when the CBI was established. It was established by a resolution of the Ministry of Home Affairs of the Government of India. That's when the CBI's genesis took place. Incidentally, the CBI's motto is industry, impartiality and integrity. And with that motto, it turns 60. It's the Diamond Jubilee celebrations. Prime Minister Modi over there, NSA Ajit Doval over there. You have the CBI chief over there. You have the top of India's bureaucracy standing alongside the Prime Minister, honoring you, a huge occasion for the officers of the Central Bureau of Investigations. And Central Bureau of Investigation officers, both, not just in Delhi, Brijesh, it's CBI officers from across the country who are getting their due.
Well, absolutely. CBI has its offices in all across the country. It's also India's Interpol arm as well. It liaisons with various foreign investigative agency if the case be, or if the stamps of the case or footprints of the case spans across, goes outside the country's or the nation's boundary. So the CBI is also the Interpol liaison. And one very interesting thing is that, we all are eagerly awaiting to look at what the Prime Minister has to say as far as the functioning of the CBI is concerned. See, he's, I think, going to release the postage stamp and commemorative coin.
Right.
धन्यवाद माननीय। यह हम सब के लिए हर्ष एवं गौरव का विषय है कि भारत सरकार ने सीबीआई के हीरक जयंती अवसर के स्मरणोत्सव में स्मारक डाक टिकट व स्मारक सिक्का जारी करने की सहर्ष स्वीकृति प्रदान की है। हम माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से अनुरोध करते हैं कि वे अपने समक्ष रखे रिमोट का बटन दबाकर स्मारक डाक टिकट व स्मारक सिक्का जारी कर हमें अनुग्रह करें। धन्यवाद माननीय। एंटी करप्शन व साइबर अपराध विषयों पर जागरूकता बढ़ाने व इससे संबंधित सूचना का प्रसार करने के लिए हीरक जयंती पर सीबीआई सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म ट्विटर पर आज डेब्यू कर रहा है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से अनुरोध है कि वे अपने समक्ष रखे रिमोट का बटन दबाकर सीबीआई का ट्विटर हैंडल लॉन्च करें। धन्यवाद माननीय। प्रशासनिक कार्यों को व्यवस्थित बनाने, अन्वेषण के मानकों एवं फ्रॉड की रोकथाम में बेहतर मार्गदर्शन व इंटरपोल और इंटरनेशनल पुलिस कोऑपरेशन को सुगम बनाने के उद्देश्य से हीरक जयंती के अवसर पर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मैनुअल व विभिन्न सामग्री 3 पुस्तकें बनाई हैं।
For the address of the Prime Minister that is set to begin any time now. He has just unveiled the commemorative postage stamp for the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, the commemorative coin. The Twitter handle for CBI makes a debut today, ladies and gentlemen. And lots more is being unveiled. As you can see, an almanac on bank frauds, case studies and learning, also being unveiled by the Prime Minister on this momentous occasion, the 60th anniversary, the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India. And he's just, Prime Minister has just finished awarding all the medals to the top performing officers of the CBI. He has conferred the President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service and the Gold Medal for Best Investigating Officers of the CBI. And now, on the occasion of the 60th anniversary, all that is meant to be launched are being launched one after the other. The postage stamp, the commemorative coin, the Twitter handle as well. Interesting, isn't it, Brijesh?
जांच एजेंसियों एवं अन्य स्टेक होल्डर्स के लिए महत्वपूर्ण प्रकाश डालती है। इन परस्यूट ऑफ जस्टिस, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट्स इन सीबीआई केसेस किताब सीबीआई द्वारा अन्वेषण किए गए एवं अभियोजन में सर्वोच्च न्यायालय द्वारा दिए गए 101 मामलों में ऐतिहासिक निर्णयों का एक संकलन है, जो देश की तमाम इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसीज के लिए पथ प्रदर्शक है। ट्रैकिंग क्राइम्स एंड क्रिमिनल्स ग्लोबली किताब तैयार करने के पीछे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा इसी वर्ष आयोजित डीजीपी आईजीपी कॉन्फ्रेंस में दिए गए उद्बोधन में प्राप्त मार्गदर्शन है। इस क्रम में सीबीआई हेडक्वार्टर्स में देश की विभिन्न जांच एजेंसियों के 112 एसपी एवं डीआईजी स्तर के अधिकारियों को बुलाकर इंटरनेशनल पुलिस कोऑपरेशन के विभिन्न आयामों पर विस्तृत जानकारी दी गई एवं उनसे प्राप्त फीडबैक के आधार पर इस पुस्तक को तैयार किया गया है। देश सेवा एवं भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त भारत के निर्माण के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से अनुरोध है कि वे अपने प्रेरणादायी शब्दों से हमें प्रोत्साहित करें और हमारा मार्गदर्शन करें।
केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल के मेरे सहयोगी डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा सलाहकार श्री अजीत डोवाल जी, कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी, डायरेक्टर सीबीआई, अन्य अधिकारीगण, देवी और सज्जनों, आप सभी को सीबीआई के 60 वर्ष पूरे होने हीरक जयंती के इस अवसर पर बहुत बहुत बधाई। देश की प्रीमियम इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी के रूप में 60 वर्ष का सफर आपने पूरा किया है। ये 6 दशक निश्चित रूप से अनेक उपलब्धियों के रहे हैं। आज यहां सीबीआई के मामलों से जुड़े सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसलों का संग्रह भी जारी किया गया है। ये सीबीआई के बीते वर्षों के सफर को दिखाता है। कुछ शहरों में सीबीआई का नया दफ्तर हो, ट्विटर हैंडल हो, अन्य व्यवस्थाएं जिनका आज शुभारंभ हुआ है, वो निश्चित रूप से सीबीआई को और सशक्त करने में अहम भूमिका निभाएंगे। सीबीआई ने अपने काम से, अपने कौशल से सामान्य जन को एक विश्वास दिया है। आज भी जब किसी को लगता है कि कोई केस असाध्य है, तो आवाज उठती है कि मामला सीबीआई को दे देना चाहिए। लोग आंदोलन करते हैं कि केस उनसे लेकर के सीबीआई को दे दो। यहां तक कि पंचायत स्तर पर भी कोई मामला आता है तो लोग कहते हैं, अरे भाई इसके तो सीबीआई के हवाले करना चाहिए। न्याय के, इंसाफ के एक ब्रांड के रूप में सीबीआई हर जुबान पर है। सामान्य जन का ऐसा भरोसा जीतना कोई साधारण उपलब्धि नहीं है। और इसके लिए पिछले 60 वर्षों में जिन ने योगदान दिया है, इस संगठन में रहे सभी अधिकारी, सभी कर्मचारी बहुत बहुत बधाई के पात्र हैं। अभी यहां कई साथियों को उत्कृष्ट सेवा के लिए पुलिस मेडल से भी सम्मानित किया गया है। जिनका सम्मान करने का मुझे अवसर मिला है, जिनको सम्मान प्राप्त हुआ है, उनको, उनके परिवारजनों को मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत बधाई। साथियों, इस महत्वपूर्ण पड़ाव पर अतीत की उपलब्धियों के साथ ही आने वाले समय की, भविष्य की चुनौतियों पर मंथन भी उतना ही आवश्यक है। आपने जो चिंतन शिविर किया है, इसका उद्देश्य भी अपने आप को अपग्रेड करना, अपने आप को अपडेट करना और इसमें पुराने अनुभवों से सीख लेते हुए भविष्य के रास्ते निकालने हैं, निर्धारित करने हैं। ये भी ऐसे समय में हो रहा है जब देश ने अमृत काल की यात्रा का आरंभ किया है। कोटि कोटि भारतीयों ने आने वाले 25 सालों में भारत को विकसित बनाने का संकल्प लिया है और विकसित भारत का निर्माण प्रोफेशनल और एफिशिएंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस के बिना संभव नहीं है। और इसलिए सीबीआई पर बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। साथियों, पिछले 6 दशकों में सीबीआई ने मल्टी डायमेंशनल और मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी जांच एजेंसी के तौर पर अपनी पहचान बनाई है। आज सीबीआई का दायरा काफी बड़ा हो चुका है। बैंक फ्रॉड से लेकर वाइल्ड लाइफ से जुड़े अपराधों, यानी यहां से यहां तक, महानगर से लेकर के जंगल तक अब सीबीआई को दौड़ना पड़ रहा है। ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम से लेकर साइबर क्राइम तक के मामले सीबीआई देख रही है, लेकिन मुख्य रूप से सीबीआई की जिम्मेदारी भ्रष्टाचार से देश को मुक्त करने की है। भ्रष्टाचार कोई सामान्य अपराध नहीं होता। भ्रष्टाचार गरीब से उसका हक छीनता है। भ्रष्टाचार अनेक अपराधों का सिलसिला शुरू करता है, अपराधों को जन्म देता है। भ्रष्टाचार लोकतंत्र और न्याय के रास्ते में सबसे बड़ा रोड़ा होता है। विशेष रूप से जब सरकारी तंत्र में भ्रष्टाचार हावी रहता है तो वो लोकतंत्र को फलने फूलने नहीं देता। जहां भ्रष्टाचार होता है वहां सबसे पहले युवाओं के सपने बलि चढ़ जाते हैं, युवाओं को उचित अवसर नहीं मिलते। वहां सिर्फ एक विशेष इकोसिस्टम ही फलता फूलता है। भ्रष्टाचार प्रतिभा का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन होता है और यहीं से भाई भतीजावाद, परिवारवाद पनपता रहता है और अपना शिकंजा मजबूत करता रहता है। जब भाई भतीजावाद और परिवारवाद बढ़ता है तो समाज का, राष्ट्र का सामर्थ्य कम होता जाता है और जब राष्ट्र का सामर्थ्य कम होता है तो विकास अवश्य प्रभावित हो जाता है। दुर्भाग्य से गुलामी के कालखंड से करप्शन की एक लेगेसी हमें मिली है, लेकिन दुख इस बात का है कि आजादी के बाद के अनेकों दशकों तक इस लेगेसी को हटाने के बजाय किसी न किसी रूप में कुछ लोग उसको सशक्त करते गए। साथियों, आप याद कीजिए 10 वर्ष पहले जब आप गोल्डन जुबिली मना रहे थे तब देश में क्या स्थिति थी? तब की सरकार के हर फैसले, हर प्रोजेक्ट सवालों के घेरे में थे। करप्शन के हर केस में पहले के केस से बड़ा होने की होड़ लगी हुई थी। तूने इतना किया तो मैं इतना करके दिखाऊंगा। आज देश में इकोनॉमी की साइज के लिए लाख करोड़ यानी ट्रिलियन डॉलर की चर्चा होती है, लेकिन तब घोटालों की साइज के लिए लाख करोड़ की टर्म मशहूर हुई थी। इतने बड़े बड़े घोटाले हुए, लेकिन आरोपी निश्चिंत थे। उन्हें पता था कि तब का सिस्टम उनके साथ खड़ा है। और इसका असर क्या हुआ? देश का व्यवस्था पर भरोसा टूट रहा था। पूरे देश में करप्शन के खिलाफ आक्रोश लगातार बढ़ रहा था। इससे पूरा तंत्र छिन्न भिन्न होने लगा। लोग फैसला लेने से बचने लगे। पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस का माहौल बन गया। इसने देश का विकास ठप कर दिया। देश में आने से निवेशक डरने लगे। करप्शन के उस कालखंड ने भारत का बहुत ज्यादा नुकसान किया। साथियों, साल 2014 के बाद हमारा पहला दायित्व व्यवस्था में भरोसे को फिर कायम करने का रहा और इसलिए हमने काले धन को लेकर, बेनामी संपत्ति को लेकर मिशन मोड पर एक्शन शुरू किया। हमने भ्रष्टाचारियों के साथ साथ भ्रष्टाचार को बढ़ावा देने वाले कानूनों पर प्रहार करना शुरू किया। अब याद कीजिए, सरकारी टेंडर प्रक्रियाएं, सरकारी ठेके, ये सवालों के सबसे बड़े घेरे में थी। हमने इनमें पारदर्शिता को प्रोत्साहन दिया। आज जब हम 2G और 5G स्पेक्ट्रम के आवंटन की तुलना करते हैं तो अंतर साफ साफ नजर आता है। आप भी जानते हैं, अब केंद्र सरकार के हर विभाग में खरीदारी के लिए जेम यानी गवर्नमेंट ई मार्केट प्लेस की स्थापना की गई है। आज हर विभाग ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ इसी डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर अधिक से अधिक खरीदारी कर रहा है। साथियों, आज हम इंटरनेट बैंकिंग की बात करते हैं, यूपीआई से रिकॉर्ड ट्रांजैक्शन की बात करते हैं, लेकिन हमने 2014 से पहले का फोन बैंकिंग वाला दौर भी देखा है। ये वो दौर था जब दिल्ली में प्रभावशाली राजनीतिक दलों से जुड़े लोगों के फोन पर हजारों करोड़ रुपए के बैंक लोन मिला करते थे। इसने हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था के आधार, हमारे बैंकिंग सिस्टम को बर्बाद कर दिया था। बीते वर्षों में हम बहुत मेहनत करके अपनी बैंकिंग सेक्टर को मुश्किलों से बाहर निकाल करके लाए हैं। फोन बैंकिंग के उस दौर में कुछ लोगों ने 22,000 करोड़ रुपए देश के बैंकों के लूट लिए और विदेश भाग गए। हमने फ्यूजिटिव इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स कानून बनाया। अभी तक विदेश भागे इन आर्थिक अपराधियों की 20,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की संपत्ति जब्त की जा चुकी है। साथियों, भ्रष्टाचारियों ने देश का खजाना लूटने का एक और तरीका बना रखा था जो दशकों से चला आ रहा था। ये था सरकारी योजनाओं के लाभार्थियों से लूट। पहले की सरकारों में जो मदद गरीब लाभार्थियों के लिए भेजी जाती थी वो बीच में ही लूट ली जाती थी। राशन हो, घर हो, स्कॉलरशिप हो, पेंशन हो, ऐसी अनेक सरकारी स्कीम्स में असली लाभार्थी खुद को ठगा हुआ महसूस करते थे। और एक प्रधानमंत्री ने तो कहा था, 1 रुपया जाता है 15 पैसा पहुंचता है। 85 पैसों की चोरी होती थी। पिछले दिनों मैं सोच रहा था, हमने डीबीटी के द्वारा करीब 27 लाख करोड़ रुपए नीचे लोगों में पहुंचाया है। अगर उस हिसाब से देखता तो 27 लाख करोड़ में से करीब करीब 16 लाख करोड़ कहीं चले गए होते। आज जनधन, आधार, मोबाइल की ट्रिनिटी से हर लाभार्थी को उसका पूरा हक मिल रहा है। इस व्यवस्था से 8 करोड़ से अधिक फर्जी लाभार्थी सिस्टम से बाहर हुए हैं। जो बेटी पैदा नहीं हुई वो विधवा हो जाती थी और विधवा पेंशन चलता था। डीबीटी से देश के करीब 2.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए गलत हाथों में जाने से बचे हैं। साथियों, एक समय था जब सरकारी नौकरियों में इंटरव्यू पास कराने के लिए भी जम करके भ्रष्टाचार होता था। हमने केंद्रीय भर्तियों की ग्रुप सी, ग्रुप डी भर्तियों से इंटरव्यू खत्म कर दिया। एक समय में यूरिया के भी घोटाले होते थे। हमने यूरिया में नीम कोटिंग कर इस पर भी लगाम लगा दी। डिफेंस डील्स में भी घोटाले आम थे। बीते 9 वर्षों में डिफेंस डील्स पूरी पारदर्शिता के साथ किया गया है। अब तो हम भारत में ही अपनी जरूरत का रक्षा सामान बनाने पर बल दे रहे हैं। साथियों, भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध लड़ाई को लेकर ऐसे अनेक कदम आप भी बता सकते हैं, मैं भी गिना सकता हूं। लेकिन अतीत के हर अध्याय से हमें कुछ न कुछ सीखने की जरूरत है। दुर्भाग्य से भ्रष्टाचार से जुड़े मामले वर्षों तक खींचते चले जाते हैं। ऐसे मामले भी आए हैं जिसमें एफआईआर होने के 10 साल बाद भी सजा की धाराओं पर चर्चा चलती रहती है। आज भी जिन मामलों पर एक्शन हो रहे हैं वो कई कई साल पुराने हैं। जांच में देरी 2 तरीके से समस्या को जन्म देती है। एक तरफ भ्रष्टाचारी को सजा देर से मिलती है, तो दूसरी तरफ निर्दोष परेशान होता रहता है। हमें सुनिश्चित करना होगा कि कैसे हम इस प्रोसेस को तेज बनाएं और भ्रष्टाचार में दोषी को सजा मिलने का रास्ता साफ हो पाए। हमें बेस्ट इंटरनेशनल प्रैक्टिसेस को स्टडी करना होगा। जांच अधिकारियों की कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग पर फोकस करना होगा। और साथियों, आपके बीच मैं एक बात फिर स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं। आज देश में करप्शन के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करने के लिए राजनीति की इच्छा शक्ति में कोई कमी नहीं है। आपको कहीं पर भी हिचकने, कहीं रुकने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं जानता हूं जिनके खिलाफ एक्शन ले रहे हैं वो बहुत ताकतवर लोग हैं। बरसों बरस तक वो सरकार का, सिस्टम का हिस्सा रहे हैं। संभव है कई जगह किसी राज्य में आज भी विस्तृत सत्ता का हिस्सा हो। बरसों बरस तक उन्होंने भी एक इकोसिस्टम बनाया है। इकोसिस्टम अक्सर उनके काले कारनामों को कवर देने के लिए, आप जैसी संस्थाओं की छवि बिगाड़ने के लिए एक्टिव हो जाता है। एजेंसी पर ही हमला बोल दो, ये लोग आपका ध्यान भटकाते रहेंगे, लेकिन आपको अपने काम पर फोकस रखना है। कोई भी भ्रष्टाचारी बचना नहीं चाहिए। हमारी कोशिशों में कोई भी ढील नहीं आनी चाहिए। ये देश की इच्छा है, ये देशवासियों की इच्छा है। और मैं आपको भरोसा दिलाता हूं, देश आपके साथ है, कानून आपके साथ है, देश का संविधान आपके साथ है। साथियों, बेहतर परिणामों के लिए अलग अलग एजेंसियों के बीच के साइलोज को भी खत्म करना बहुत आवश्यक है। ज्वाइंट और मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन आपसी विश्वास के माहौल में ही संभव होगा। अब देश की ज्योग्राफिकल बाउंड्रीज उससे बाहर भी पैसों का, लोगों का, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज का बड़े पैमाने पर मूवमेंट हो रहा है। जैसे जैसे भारत की आर्थिक शक्ति बढ़ रही है, तो अड़चने पैदा करने वाले भी बढ़ रहे हैं। भारत के सामाजिक ताने बाने पर, हमारी एकता और भाईचारे पर, हमारे आर्थिक हितों पर, हमारे संस्थानों पर भी नित्य प्रतिदिन प्रहार बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं और इसमें जाहिर तौर पर करप्शन का पैसा लगता है। इसलिए हमें क्राइम और करप्शन के मल्टीनेशनल नेचर को भी समझना होगा, स्टडी करना होगा, उसके रूट कॉज तक पहुंचना होगा। आज हम अक्सर देखते हैं कि आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी के कारण क्राइम ग्लोबल हो रहे हैं, लेकिन यही टेक्नोलॉजी, यही इनोवेशन समाधान भी दे सकते हैं। हमें इन्वेस्टिगेशन में फॉरेंसिक साइंस के उपयोग का और ज्यादा विस्तार करना होगा। साथियों, साइबर क्राइम जैसी चुनौतियों से निपटने के लिए हमें इनोवेटिव तरीके खोजने चाहिए। हम टेक एनेबल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और यंगस्टर्स को अपने साथ जोड़ सकते हैं। आपके संगठन में ही कई टेक्नो सेवी युवा होंगे जिनका बेहतर उपयोग किया जा सकता है। साथियों, मुझे बताया गया है कि सीबीआई ने 75 ऐसी प्रथाओं को कंपाइल किया है जिन्हें समाप्त किया जा सकता है। हमें एक समयबद्ध तरीके से इस पर काम करना चाहिए। बीते वर्षों में सीबीआई ने खुद को इवॉल्व किया है। ये प्रक्रिया बिना रुके, बिना थके ऐसे ही चलती रहनी चाहिए। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि चिंतन शिविर एक नए आत्मविश्वास को जन्म देगी। ये चिंतन शिविर नए आयामों तक पहुंचने के रास्ते बनाएगी। ये चिंतन शिविर गंभीर से गंभीर, कठिन से कठिन समस्याओं को सुलझाने के तौर तरीके में आधुनिकता ले आएगी और हम ज्यादा प्रभावी होंगे, ज्यादा परिणामकारी होंगे और सामान्य नागरिक न बुरा करना चाहता है, न बुरा उसको पसंद है। हम उसके भरोसे आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं जिसके दिल में सच्चाई जिंदा है, और वो संख्या कोटि कोटि जनों की है, कोटि कोटि जनों की है। इतना बड़ा सामर्थ्य हमारे साथ खड़ा है, तो हमारे विश्वास में कहीं कमी की गुंजाइश नहीं है। साथियों, इस हीरक महोत्सव के महत्वपूर्ण अवसर पर मैं आपको अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आप अपने लिए 15 साल में क्या करेंगे और अपने माध्यम से 2047 तक क्या अचीव करेंगे, ये 2 लक्ष्य तय कर करके आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। 15 साल इसलिए कि जब आप 75 के होंगे तब आप कितने सामर्थ्यवान, समर्पित, संकल्पवान होंगे, और जब देश 2047 में शताब्दी मनाता होगा तब इस देश की आशा अपेक्षाओं के अनुरूप आप किस ऊंचाई पर पहुंचे होंगे, वो दिन देश देखना चाहता है। मेरी आपको बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद माननीय।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address at the Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi, in national capital, on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the Central Bureau of Investigation of India. Prime Minister Modi heaping praise on the CBI as India's premier probe agency that has expanded over the years, really talking about how to hold the corrupt accountable. The topmost agency in the country has been the CBI. And Prime Minister Modi's attack on corruption and those corrupt in the country continuing. There you go. Prime Minister Modi's morning in images. He also conferred the medals for the top officers, top investigating officers of the CBI as well before his speech. And now after all of that, he also released a commemorative postage stamp, a commemorative coin on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the CBI. Let's now quickly listen into an excerpt of that speech that the Prime Minister just made on corruption.
दुर्भाग्य से गुलामी के कालखंड से करप्शन की एक लेगेसी हमें मिली है, लेकिन दुख इस बात का है कि आजादी के बाद के अनेकों दशकों तक इस लेगेसी को हटाने के बजाय किसी न किसी रूप में कुछ लोग उसको सशक्त करते गए। साथियों, आप याद कीजिए, 10 वर्ष पहले जब आप गोल्डन जुबिली मना रहे थे, तब देश में क्या स्थिति थी? तब की सरकार के हर फैसले, हर प्रोजेक्ट सवालों के घेरे में थे। करप्शन के हर केस में पहले के केस से बड़ा होने की होड़ लगी हुई थी। तूने इतना किया तो मैं इतना करके दिखाऊंगा। आज देश में इकोनॉमी की साइज के लिए लाख करोड़ यानी ट्रिलियन डॉलर की चर्चा होती है, लेकिन तब घोटालों की साइज के लिए लाख करोड़ की टर्म मशहूर हुई थी। इतने बड़े बड़े घोटाले हुए, लेकिन आरोपी निश्चिंत थे। उन्हें पता था कि तब का सिस्टम उनके साथ खड़ा है। साल 2014 के बाद हमारा पहला दायित्व व्यवस्था में भरोसे को फिर कायम करने का रहा, और इसलिए हमने काले धन को लेकर, बेनामी संपत्ति को लेकर मिशन मोड पर एक्शन शुरू किया। हमने भ्रष्टाचारियों के साथ साथ भ्रष्टाचार को बढ़ावा देने वाले कानूनों पर प्रहार करना शुरू किया।
Right, that was the Prime Minister's yet another attack on the corrupt. I have Brijesh Pandey joining us in the studio, our political editor. Brijesh, I know you're having some tea in your mug, and so do I. Have some chai. Let's do some chai pe charcha on that all-important speech. The Prime Minister using the podium of the CBI's 60th anniversary to again deliver that message against those that are corrupt. And the fact of the matter is that whatever you say about the CBI, when it comes to tackling those corrupt, the CBI is the premier agency, and that's the message the Prime Minister has sent out.
Well, yes, it was on the expected lines. The Prime Minister, deliberated about how earlier what it used to be like, it's people competing against each other as to who's going to do bigger corruption, a bigger scam, ranging in bigger money being swindled off. And now, ever since their government has come to power, as one of the most famous remark of late Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi saying that 1 rupee is released from Delhi and only 15 paisa reaches on the ground. The BJP takes pride in saying that, that they are the one who have reversed the trend. Now 85 paisa or 90 paisa reaches the ground. So that's a change which Prime Minister was talking about. He was also talking about how earlier there was a, litany of corrupt cases which jolted the conscience of the nation. 2G scam, coal scam, and a whole host of scams which were doing the round. So he also pointed out at how the BJP, ever since the BJP has come to power, they have waged a war against corruption. They have gone on a mission mode to eradicate corruption, as he calls it, decays the country's caliber. So he very conveniently, I mean, he did not spoke about how the CBI is usually at the target of the opposition party, but I think by narrating the entire sequence of events, he has also tried to put the perspective. The reason why opposition target is that now, because the corruption cases are being probed and probed with probity to ensure that people who are behind that goes to bar.
Right, and that's why this particular live broadcast here on News 9 Live, we're calling this PM's message to the corrupt. Second time. Bear in mind, Brijesh, we just had the Prime Minister attacking the corrupt in the country, when the residential quarters right opposite the BJP headquarters in Delhi was opened, and we thought like that was going to be a benign speech in which nothing much was going to happen. But the Prime Minister used that podium to attack, saying that now all those, against me all of them are corrupt. All of them are corruption charges against them. And in this one, he's just changed the view a little bit, saying that for them to be called corrupt, you need an investigating agency to name them as corrupt, and that investigating agency is the CBI. Let's not forget, the CBI is the only agency that's been repeatedly, catching corrupt people. And so the Prime Minister, in fact, evading any other controversy surrounding the CBI and, reinstating the fact that why does the CBI exist and why has it always been existed. Remember the speech he began by saying that, many years ago, if the case is too complicated, it's too corrupt, they say just hand it over to the CBI. Any case for that matter, not just corruption, any case. And he's saying that from there on, the CBI has come. And today, as you're telling us, when it comes to catching corruption cases, 2G, co-location, all kinds of, financial, scams hitting the country, the CBI is at the forefront of it. That's the message from the Prime Minister, really.
Well, absolutely. And I think, if we take away the politics, the fact of the matter still remains, and there's a resonance of truth when Prime Minister says that, in the state where a particular crime has taken place, the usual or perhaps the first demand the victim's family make is that the case be transferred to the CBI, so that a proper investigation can be done. And more importantly, the local interference within the working of police is not there. They will not take petty considerations into mind about how the local system operates and all. And they have a degree of trust in the CBI. That is the reason why still the most common echo you see when somebody is not delivered justice is that the case should be sent over to the CBI to ensure that that there's a speedy trial. There's no hanky-panky when it comes to reaching at the conclusion, and a fair trial is delivered. Krishna, it's very interesting that now we are in the year 2023.
Yeah.
In a year's time, we'll be in election mode right now as we speak.
I think we're already in election mode, Brijesh.
We are, but I think, the Prime Minister is already taking it to another level.
Yeah.
But at that point of time, Rahul Gandhi was removed from the Lok Sabha. His membership was taken away, and the Prime Minister will not let go of any opportunity to remind what he calls the convenience of all the corrupt to get on one side of the fence. And this is the reason why they have problem against ED. This is the reason why they have problem against CBI. Though, in all fairness, if we do look into the kind of cases, the number of cases which has been filed by the ED or the CBI only against opposition parties, the number doesn't portray that kind of a rosy picture. Right. But still, by and large, the situation is all the same.
Right, and visuals on your side as well of the Prime Minister Modi. Let's talk about the event and the importance of the event, because it's 60 years, the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the CBI. You've released a commemorative coin. There's a commemorative postage stamp that has been issued on the occasion. And as you've been telling us, there are CBI offices across the country, and officers of the CBI from across the country, Pune, Nagpur, in Shillong, as far away as Shillong. All of them are also awarded, given the award, conferred with medals for their outstanding service. And also the Twitter account. Now, Brijesh, in case you do have an issue with the CBI, you can tweet it out and tag them.
Well, I think, I just hope that, like as it happens with the Mumbai police, where they're also famous, apart from their law and order situation, they're famous for their wit.
Yeah.
The CBI also ensures that the humor angle is never missing as far as, dealing with them, because now once the CBI is on the Twitter handle, there'll be truckloads of people who would want to get even, and there'll be, flooding of memes hitting out at the CBI, the cage parrot, and various other adjectives as it refers to. We will definitely see an increase. So it'll be interesting to see, who
how the CBI responds on Twitter.
How the CBI handles the bluebird. That is
because this is not going to be easy. I mean, let's like they say in many languages in India, it's like catching the tiger's tail. when it comes to getting a Twitter account and you're wanting to communicate on Twitter. Once you catch that tail, you're going to be pretty much on it. You can't escape it. As you know, Brijesh Pandey is a very avid tweeter himself. And it's not easy, isn't it?
It's not at all easy. And the thing is that when you are holding such a position of such importance, and you are the premier most investigative agency. Yeah. The good thing about Twitter is it may have several issues which you may have pick points with and things like that, but the good thing is that's egalitarian. It brings probity right at the doorstep. We have seen hundreds of cases getting solved because the concern the right person was tagged, and he just ensured that justice is delivered. So I would hope that the CBI also responds that proactively and with alacrity.
Oh, absolutely. And quite the move, isn't it? CBI is an agency that, the common people usually read about in the newspaper when a case, is taken up as a high-profile case and etc. etc. Now they have direct access. If they want a case to be taken up by the CBI, they don't even talk about it to anybody else. They can just, DM the CBI on Twitter, and there you go, or tag them and put it out over there, and there you go. You're calling for help from CBI is now so much more easier.
Well, yes, but we have to also understand that the CBI cannot suo motu take these cases into consideration, because if it is a case which is related to the state government, the state nod is very, very necessary before the CBI can actually go ahead and file a P. But the only thing is, if I may bring the humor thing back, the only thing which I can see for sure is happening is that truckloads of memes being unloaded on the CBI's handle. But other than that, I think there are procedures only under
for a CBI to take up the
for
case.
A CBI to take up any case. Either the state recommends that, or the Supreme Court asks the CBI to investigate a particular matter. Other than that, the CBI cannot per se investigate.
Yeah, let's remember that. Even as the viewers, if you're thinking that, hey, there's a Twitter handle for the CBI, I can, this is going to get far more easier. It will, but there are procedures to be followed before the CBI takes up the case. That's the reality of it all. Let's now quickly listen into another excerpt of Prime Minister Modi's speech at this event, and then we'll continue talking.
अब याद कीजिए, सरकारी टेंडर प्रक्रियाएं, सरकारी ठेके, ये सवालों के सबसे बड़े घेरे में थी. हमने इनमें पारदर्शिता को प्रोत्साहन दिया. आज जब हम 2G और 5G स्पेक्ट्रम के आवंटन की तुलना करते हैं, तो अंतर साफ साफ नजर आता है. आप भी जानते हैं, अब केंद्र सरकार के हर विभाग में खरीदारी के लिए जेम यानी गवर्नमेंट ई मार्केट प्लेस की स्थापना की गई है. आज हर विभाग ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ इसी डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर अधिक से अधिक खरीदारी कर रहा है. साथियों, आज हम इंटरनेट बैंकिंग की बात करते हैं, यूपीआई से रिकॉर्ड ट्रांजैक्शन की बात करते हैं, लेकिन हमने 2014 से पहले का फोन बैंकिंग वाला दौर भी देखा है. ये वो दौर था जब दिल्ली में प्रभावशाली राजनीतिक दलों से जुड़े लोगों के फोन पर हजारों करोड़ रुपए के बैंक लोन मिला करते थे. इसने हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था के आधार, हमारे बैंकिंग सिस्टम को बर्बाद कर दिया था. बीते वर्षों में हम बहुत मेहनत करके अपनी बैंकिंग सेक्टर को मुश्किलों से बाहर निकाल करके लाए हैं. फोन बैंकिंग के उस दौर में कुछ लोगों ने 22,000 करोड़ रुपए देश के बैंकों के लूट लिए और विदेश भाग गए. हमने फ्यूजिटिव इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स कानून बनाया. अभी तक विदेश भागे इन आर्थिक अपराधियों की 20,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की संपत्ति जब्त की जा चुकी है. साथियों, भ्रष्टाचारियों ने देश का खजाना लूटने का एक और तरीका बना रखा था, जो दशकों से चला आ रहा था. ये था सरकारी योजनाओं के लाभार्थियों से लूट. पहले की सरकारों में
Right, that's the Prime Minister's speech at the Vigyan Bhavan just a short while ago. An attack on the corrupt in the country and the culture of corruption in the country. And speaking on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the CBI, Prime Minister Modi reiterating the importance of the CBI when it comes to catching corruption cases in the countries. Interesting that the CBI handles all kinds of cases, but on this occasion, the Diamond Jubilee, the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the CBI at Vigyan Bhavan, Prime Minister Modi focusing on corruption. That's very specific.
Well, yes, he's also using this particular podium to hit out at, as he did over the UPA regime, and also pointing out about the spate of corruption that took place, the 2G scam, the Colgate scam and various other scams. He said that he tried to emphasize the point that, that before 2014, the corrupts were at ease. They knew that nothing is going to come after them. And post 2014, the corrupts are either behind bars or fleeing the country. They know that law of the land will catch
or
up
under
with them,
CBI scanner.
or under the CBI scanner. But there are always two sides to a story. This is the Prime Minister's, the government of the day's version. The opposition says that that was they who initiated the 2G probe. There was they who initiated the Colgate probe, and so on and so forth. So I like it. But other than that, if you remove that, the thing is that yes, the Prime Minister today is an important day because it's the Diamond Jubilee celebration of Central Bureau of Investigation, which is India's most premier investigative agency, and also the fact that the Prime Minister used this podium to hit out with the fact that now the corrupt who are indulging in act of corruption, they are finding it very, very hard to do that. There's a lot of probity brought about as far as the policy angle is concerned. And there's also a lot of probity, or the heat, if I may use the word, brought out by the CBI and the other auxiliary agencies when it comes to probing corrupt cases.
Right. And also Prime Minister Modi also talking about the technological advancements really, that the CBI and the expansion that the CBI has undertaken, in terms of the, the ambit of cases that it can crack and how quickly it can crack and how effectively it can crack. It's not yes, on the 1st of April 1963, it was instituted, the CBI, but it has come a long way since then, and especially in the last decade or so, with the kind of cases that has been cracking, like the co-location scam of the National Stock Exchange of India. And you're talking about 2G, you're talking about all these high-tech scams that the CBI has to crack, for me, which means that it itself has to be at the apex of technology.
Well, absolutely. And, if you look at the fact that also that, that the technology has undergone a tectonic shift in the last 5 to 7 years. I mean, right now you are hearing about scams which we didn't even know existed, like, 5 years, 10 years back.
Exactly. Who understood a co-location scam?
And one link, you click on that link, entire money is gone, or something coming, and then you just press the button and there's like, everything gone. Your entire wallet being completely wiped out. I think the CBI is also, they have now various units which are specialized units. One will looks after corruption, one looks after the financial aspect of corruption, and then there's a technological aspect of corruption. So although there are specialized units which look after these cases, and as now there are also institutes like Enforcement Directorate which tackles a case once the CBI refers to them. So they're like a whole host of specialized agencies now to look after cases which are massive in magnitude, when it comes to probing them. Like, for example, 2G, we deal with the high and mighty of the land, and the ministers, the bureaucrats, the powerful, and the powerful, rich and powerful connected people. So we have to bear in mind, whenever we try to pass off judgment as far as the functioning and working of CBI is concerned. Lot has also been brought in. It's not like it has been a journey, Krishna, all honky-dory, because CBI is being accused of acting in cahoots with people in power. That is the reason why a court said that CBI is like a caged parrot. The apex court said that. And I think post and then there were a lot of transparency which was brought in, when it comes to electing a chief of the director of the CBI, and then also ensuring that he has a fixed tenure of 2 years to ensure that there's transparency and there's a continuity, and there's not like, somebody breathing down his neck that if you don't do my thing, or if you don't do things my way, you may get transferred and all. Now, all those things are being, taken care of to bring a degree of impartiality, to bring a degree of continuity, and to allow the officer concerned to act without fear or favor.
Right. Brijesh Pandey, a political editor, joining us on this broadcast as we discuss this all-important speech by the Prime Minister at the 60th anniversary of the CBI at Vigyan Bhavan. We're going to, leave you at this stage with another excerpt of the Prime Minister's speech in which he specifically said that as far as corruption is concerned, no one will be spared. Listening to it, we wrap this discussion up. We'll be back with a brand new discussion on the other side. Keep it with News 9.
दुर्भाग्य से भ्रष्टाचार से जुड़े मामले वर्षों तक खींचते चले जाते हैं। ऐसे मामले भी आए हैं जिसमें एफआईआर होने के 10 साल बाद भी सजा की धाराओं पर चर्चा चलती रहती है। आज भी जिन मामलों पर एक्शन हो रहे हैं वो कई साल पुराने हैं। जांच में देरी दो तरीके से समस्या को जन्म देती है। एक तरफ भ्रष्टाचारी को सजा देर से मिलती है तो दूसरी तरफ निर्दोष परेशान होता रहता है। हमें सुनिश्चित करना होगा कि कैसे हम इस प्रोसेस को तेज बनाएं और भ्रष्टाचार में दोषी को सजा मिलने का रास्ता साफ हो पाए। हमें बेस्ट इंटरनेशनल प्रैक्टिसेस को स्टडी करना होगा, जांच अधिकारियों की कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग पर फोकस करना होगा। और साथियों, आपके बीच मैं एक बात फिर स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं। आज देश में करप्शन के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करने के लिए राजनीति की इच्छा शक्ति में कोई कमी नहीं है। आपको कहीं पर भी हिचकने, कहीं रुकने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं जानता हूं जिनके खिलाफ एक्शन ले रहे हैं वो बहुत ताकतवर लोग हैं। बरसों बरस तक वो सरकार का, सिस्टम का हिस्सा रहे हैं। संभव है कई जगह किसी राज्य में आज भी विस्तृत सत्ता का हिस्सा हो। बरसों बरस तक उन्होंने भी एक इकोसिस्टम बनाया है। इकोसिस्टम अक्सर उनके काले कारनामों को कवर देने के लिए, आप जैसी संस्थाओं की छवि बिगाड़ने के लिए एक्टिव हो जाता है। एजेंसी पर ही हमला बोल दो, ये लोग आपका ध्यान भटकाते रहेंगे, लेकिन आपको अपने काम पर फोकस रखना है। कोई भी भ्रष्टाचारी बचना नहीं चाहिए।